realize that after I made the song. Oh wow. Yeah. Duckem, duckem, duckem. Ooh. Woohoo. Yeah. Duckem, duckem, duckem. Better duck it. Ducking, ducking, ducking. Duckem, 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 ducking. Yeah. Duck it. Duckem, duckem, duckem. Yeah. You better duck it. Duckem. Duckem, duckem, duckem. Ducking it. Duck it. You better duck it. Slash. Duckem, duckem, duckem. Ducking it. Kidney stones. Ducking it. Duckem, duckem, duckem. Screaming, ducking. Ducking it. Better duck it. You better duck him, duckem, duckem. Just duck it. Duck it all. X5.
So, as any of you know, Sigma attacks the Maverick Hunter base, then explodes, and somehow managing to cover the entire planet with his virus with this simple explosion. I just have a quick question. Where exactly is the Maverick Hunter base? I'm very confused. But moving on, the virus causes most robots, or, Reploids, to go Maverick, and it sets the space colony known as Eurasia on a collision course with Earth. Then the only way to stop it is to blow up the colony, either by building a powerful laser cannon to fire at it, or by building a shuttle to send it to a kamikaze trip to crash into the colony, which Zero does if you decide to do it that way. But like I said, it's however you want to do it. The graphics are definitely very impressive, especially in certain areas, although the perspective of a lot of objects does not make any sense. While also I like the transparent terrain in the fortress stage, the psychedelic backdrops are enough to give anyone an eyesore, so always a content warning. And while the sprites are more or less from Megaman X4, I find some animations have been odd here and there. And of course, the soundtrack to this game is quite possibly one of my favorites until a later of the X installments. It's pretty decent, and the opening theme, I actually like it better than I do the Japanese one. I'm not sorry.
Better be okay with it.
The Japanese version is actually not a good song for me, and that's just my opinion. I like the American opening a lot better. I actually can say that with conviction after finally playing a modded version of the X5 on PS emulator. I could play it, but I'm just gonna leave it be. You also hear remixes from other themes of other and past Mega Man games, including like Flashman stage and stuff like that, and musics you will recognize from previous games. And I also like how this game feels like you actually do have a time limit just to beat this game. It actually makes it feel like you're in genuine danger, and until you get to the final stages where it's like, okay, I can relax now. You know what I mean? So like Mega Man X4, you can choose to play as either X or Zero. However, here you can make a new selection before each stage and you aren't stuck with one character for the entire game. That is a massive improvement over Mega Man X4, where you went through the entire game as one character and the other character sort of just chilled and relaxed while the other one was risking their neck. So, this time you actually get to choose whoever you want or which armor you want to use for X. There is no major plot differences depending on who you choose. Nothing will change except for one boss fight, in which, it's just a boss fight that I will get into a little bit later. But another thing that happens is X will either start off with the armor from the previous game, Mega Man X4's 4th armor, or Zero will start off with an arm buster. And I really mean this, the arm cannon is not useful. Let's just say you have to be standing on the ground to use it, and you cannot move by using it, and it also takes a few seconds to actually fire, so it's kind of useless. But he still has his saber. And there are viruses in the game that cause X to lose health steadily, similar to poison. And Zero, it causes him to become invincible and become stronger. So, if you're playing with Zero, it's good to not avoid the viruses, while X is best to avoid them. It's however you want to play. Take advantage of whatever you can. But other than, those slight things that I've said earlier, this game genuinely plays exactly the same as Mega Man X4, except for you have the great ability of finally being able to duck things, in which the game does take full advantage of, and so can you. That being said, let's move on to the next part. Well, I have to say, I am somewhat biased, and this is my favorite in the PS1 trilogy. Even though this game has flaws, like, you know, the S rank certain levels being almost impossible, to me, this game still involved the formula, especially with the ducking and a lot of the references to the past Mega Man games. Gotta say, I really, truly love this game. I love the music, I love the bosses. I actually did love the Guns N' Roses boss names before they finally updated it and changed them back to their original names. And once again, I did not like the Japanese opening. It's not a good song, but like I said, that's just me personally. But that being said, I genuinely love this game. Can't really say too much on the next game because Jesus Christ. But here we go. I can't really. Oh my God. That being said, you have a clip here, and I'm going to play it, and you have to the end of the clip to skip the spoilers for the final part. Have fun.
I just realized after I made the song. Oh wow. Yeah. Duckem. Ooh. Woohoo. Yeah. Duckem. Duck it. Duck it. Duck it. Duck it. Duck it. Yeah. Duck it. Yeah. You better duck it. Duckem. Ducking it. You better duck it, man. Duckem. Ducking it. Kidney stones. Ducking it. Duckem. Screaming, ducking it. Better duck it. You better duck him. Just duck it. Duck it all. X5.
So you finally got through the Zero stages, one with a Zero boss and the other with an X boss, and you finally get to Sigma to reveal himself. Shocking, really, like shocking. Finally, you go to the Sigma stages in which you fight all the bosses again. Then you get to face Sigma again with 2 new bodies. First form, it's pretty cool. It's a reference to X1, and he has some of the wall bouncing techniques, and he also has some new fireball attacks, which is pretty cool. Then the second form, in which it's a giant version of Sigma in the background, which is another one of those times where I said the perspective doesn't make any fucking sense, but whatever, who cares? You fight his 2 giant arms, and then he's in the background, and again, if you're paying attention, it just doesn't look right, but whatever. This is one of the times where the background, he's a giant CG thing. You know what? I'm not gonna rant on it. I'm not gonna rant on that at all. But I'm gonna leave that apart alone. Yeah, and you finally get to beat Sigma in his second form with some very normal attacks. Honestly, this is the easiest version of Sigma I've ever fought in my life. Only one attack is truly dangerous, and the attack is he makes a giant square appear in the middle of the screen, and it goes into all 4 corners of the map. But that's the hardest part of that. Everything else, like I said, is really simple. If Zero didn't turn evil earlier in the game, in which you can have him turn evil, the next scene shows a very battered Zero, regardless of who you were using, lying on the ground, and a somewhat healthy looking X over him. X starts to pick Zero up when he hears the voice of a melted skull face behind him, and he fires a laser which cuts through the chests of both X and Zero. As X collapses, Zero falls back to the ground, and Zero sticks out his arm cannon and lets Sigma know that he's very persistent and blasts the face, pretty much killing Sigma. Wink, wink. After that, the 2 are lying left on the ground, and Zero tells X that his optimism led to his own demise, and that X should live. Have fun.
Duckem. Ooh.
And once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys stick around for the, rest of them. I hope you enjoy all of them, and let's have some more fun. Hope you guys enjoy many more videos, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Like, once again, there's no to be continued because you already know what the next game is. Oh God.